So I'm here today to assess 5 dogs who've been identified to us as needing rescue. These dogs are dogs who don't fit the adoption criteria of the shelter for a variety of reasons. So we come in and get to know these dogs and decide whether or not they're a good fit for our program, but we also help network these dogs with other rescues so that other rescues can help share the load of the amount of dogs that need rescue in our community. A lot of these dogs, because they don't fit the adoption criteria of the shelter, if they don't find rescue, either with us or with another local rescue, then these dogs are the ones facing euthanasia, which is why the work we do is so important. Once we assess the dogs, we take a look at, their safety aspect as well. We have a good understanding of their personalities based on the shelter's expectations and their interactions with the dog, which is really helpful. But our assessments to kind of push the dog just a little bit further, just to make sure that these dogs are safe and that we're not putting dogs who could potentially be a risk into homes, into foster homes. And I mean, when we work with shelter dogs, you're always taking a little bit of a chance, but the purpose of our assessment and meeting these dogs is that we get to know them just a little bit so that we can kind of rule out those major red flags. So for the majority of these dogs, once they've been assessed and we've shared them with other rescues, they'll either go into rescues that commit to them or they'll come to sit with me and then they're placed into foster homes. There are certain conditions or certain dogs that we know from the get-go are going to need a little bit of extra support. So those dogs may end up at the canine habitat in a training program or in a situation where they're going to be with a trainer or a more experienced foster, because we know they're going to need that little bit of extra help, or they're going to need just a little bit of extra time for us to get to know them. For the last 6 years, Sit With Me has networked over 1,200 dogs with local rescues and rescues across the province and in Montreal and other places for pit bull type dogs. And we've successfully placed almost every single one of those dogs. So our primary goal here has always been and will always be to make sure that all of these dogs find loving homes and have an opportunity at having a happy forever.